Fox newscast, ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir, is now available on YouTube.
I couldn't believe that this was happening.
Barry Manilow, Monday, for the first time, he speaks out about the fight of his life.
There was a couple of moments there that I thought, this may be goodbye.
And what's next?
I can't wait to get back.
The exclusive is on
Good Morning America.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 7, curfew for teenagers in Richmond County, what the ordinance includes, and how deputies are reinforcing it this summer. As your News at 7 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 7.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dee Griffin. Thank you so much for joining us. Coverage you can count on begins with more students out of school for summer. Law enforcement agencies across the CSRA are reminding parents that curfew ordinances are already in effect for minors. News Channel 6's Jartavius Edmond reports.
Once the clock hits 11 o'clock, deputies say minors found out in public spaces without adult supervision could be stopped under Richmond County's curfew ordinance.
The Richmond County curfew applies to anyone under 18 years old. Minors are not allowed in public spaces without adult supervision during overnight hours. The ordinance applies to public streets, sidewalks, parks, parking lots, and other public spaces across Augusta. Waynesboro police also enforced a similar citywide curfew.
Some of them are looking to get into trouble, so there's always a possibility of them encountering other groups of juveniles and fights occurring, and that can always lead to serious injuries. And of course, sometimes the fights can also lead to gunplay.
We hope to protect their record so that they are not charged criminally once they are
The
adults.
Chief Judge of Juvenile Court says the summer months can bring more late night activity involving teens, and parents should know where their children are and who they are with.
A lot of parents didn't even realize that there is a curfew protocol for Richmond County as well as many other counties across the state of Georgia. And so the reason that it's important is that, one, in the state of Georgia, ignorance of the law is no excuse. So simply because you do not know that there is a law that you are breaking, that does not mean that you cannot be held equally liable as somebody who intentionally violated the curfew protocols that are in place. And so that's why we try to make sure we disseminate the information as quickly and accurately as possible so that parents will be aware of what the parameters are for their children to be out unsupervised.
Law enforcement says the goal is not just enforcement, but also making sure parents and teens understand the rules as summer gets underway. In Augusta, Jartavius Edmond, WJBF, News Channel 6.
The second suspect in an Aiken County officer-involved shooting is behind bars. It happened on Connector Road on March 6th. Investigators responded to a burglary and found two suspects. The first, LaFawn Owenby, was taken into custody. The other ran and pointed a gun at deputies. Deputies returned fire, and they say they hit him. Today, SLED announced Jacob Craven is charged with attempted murder, burglary, and grand larceny. Well, it's time now for a first look at our weather with meteorologist Jenna Petracci. And Jenna, it's getting very cloudy out there in the local area.
The storms are moving in, and they're already impacting our southwestern counties. You can see here that we do have a flash flood warning. This goes until 10:30 p.m. and it's for Emmanuel County. You can see that small area there south of I-16 that has picked up around 5 inches of rainfall. That is technically outside of our viewing area, but Oak Park around you, not a whole lot of rain, just around 2 inches on the far western portion of that southern tip of Emmanuel County. But to the south of Swainsboro, around 2.5 inches and 4 inches of rain in between Twin City and Stillmore. So once again, this is a flash flood warning until 10:30 p.m. If you're in Emmanuel County, keep in mind that this storm is nearly stationary, dumping a lot of heavy rain and a couple lightning strikes around as well. But overall, the storm is starting to weaken. So we've already picked up the majority of the rainfall, but still around 1 to 2 more inches possible. Waynesboro, you have a heavy shower over you now. I'll be watching this one for possible minor flooding. Richmond County, Aiken County still completely dry, but like Dee mentioned, these storms are starting to close in up towards the northwest along I-20, Crawfordville, Wilkes County. You're seeing a little bit of rain, and here's a look at the entire CSRA. So some places completely dry. That includes all of our northeastern counties. But here's a live look in on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Cam in Waynesboro, where you're seeing some of those creepy clouds starting to form. Definitely looks like a stormy view. We had a low of 71 today, then a high of 89, right on track with average. And around the CSRA, temperatures are in the low 70s to mid 80s. 81 in Gibson, 84 in Washington, Augusta right at 80. You can see we have that higher humidity in our southwestern counties, where we have the highest threat of some flooding. And if you're headed out tonight, keep in mind widespread rain will be moving in with a few storms. I'll have a look at your futurecast coming up, but back to you, Dee.
All right, thanks so much. We'll see you in a few minutes. Today, Senate candidate Derek Dooley made a week after McCormick High School was hit by lightning and caught fire. Graduates walked across the stage and got their diplomas today at a different school. Because of the damage to the gym where the commencement ceremony was supposed to be held, the class of 2026 received their diplomas at Emerald High School in Greenwood. McCormick County Superintendent Dr. Jamie Hembry says she's grateful for Emerald High School's support. She adds that while the situation was not ideal, what's most important is that these seniors got to celebrate their special day. School leaders hope repairs to the gym will be completed before the start of the school year in August, but say they don't have a solid timeline yet. Coming up, clearing up confusion on a new law in South Carolina involving utility task vehicles. We'll have the details after the break.
Hello, Major. Welcome to Cash Free Cash.
South Carolina law enforcement wants to set the record straight about a new South Carolina law involving UTVs. They say it is illegal to drive them on the roads for now. Lauren Miller explains.
Governor McMaster signed a bill last week that would allow UTVs on the road. It doesn't take effect until November, but law enforcement says there's been some confusion with the legality of them on the road.
They've been around since early 2000s. The growth has been huge.
It's been almost 2 weeks since the bill was signed.
So this is your Polaris 1500.
And business has been booming at Foothills Motorsports, along with consistent calls of curiosity.
What's the process? Like, what do we need? What do we need to buy? Do you guys sell that? How do we go about doing that?
The recently passed bill treats the UTV as if it's a car, says Honeypath's Police Chief Chris Miller.
You're going to have insurance, be a licensed driver, 17 years or older, turn signals, brake lights, headlights, seat belts.
They're not street legal yet. Chief Miller says they've had issues with people driving them on public roads.
I will encourage my officers to give a warning that there may be certain incidents where they may be ticketed for not having insurance or not having a registered vehicle.
However, there's no issue with prepping your UTV beforehand.
This one has the LED lights
with things like turn signals.
We can put it on for you, but you cannot ride that on the road legally until November.
And a reminder, you can't drive it more than 55 miles per hour. By November, it'll be safe to drive it on public roads, but you still won't be able to drive on I-85. Samantha Boozer told us this law has worked well for other states.
North Carolina and Tennessee have had this enforced for a really long time, and we haven't heard of any incidences. We have a lot of reps that travel from state to state, and we've heard the same from them. It's just been nothing but great.
And Foothills anticipates better business once the law takes effect.
After this bill's passed, it's going to increase even more. People have just been waiting so long for this.
We have rain and storms happening now and expected on Saturday with a threat of flash flooding. I'll have more details and what you can expect as we head into the month of June when we return.
My father did.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live 5/6.
Welcome back. Thank you for joining us on this rainy and stormy Friday. Now, for a lot of us, you're probably thinking, we're done with the rain. It's been bone dry, but that's not the case for around half the CSRA. We have a lot of moisture coming in with a stalled frontal boundary and also the collision of a sea breeze front. And with both of those features coming together, we are seeing these storms dump very heavy rain and produce a lot of lightning in our southern line counties. So right now, we do have that flash flood warning for a portion of Emmanuel County. That includes the town of Swainsboro over to Twin City and down to Stillmore, where we're picking up pockets of around 2 to 4 inches of rain. So please be very careful, especially in low-lying and poor drainage areas. That flash flood warning goes until 10:30 p.m. So you can see that heavy rainfall around Swainsboro along I-16 into the south of our viewing area. And then up towards the north, Burke County seeing some very torrential rainfall right now, frequent lightning. And this is all pushing into the town of Waynesboro and soon will start to move into Richmond and Aiken counties. Now up towards the north and west, Wilkes County, you're seeing some rain, just some light shower activity around Crawfordville, so not too bad up there. But on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam, it's the calm before the storm. We can see the storm moving into Waynesboro on our Skyview cam there. We're sitting at 80 degrees, feeling like 86. It's a warm and muggy day. Sunset will be at 8:31 tonight. Now it's definitely cooler in those areas that have seen the rain today. We have that rain-cooled air with temperatures in the 70s, but a lot of us still in the 80s with that high humidity, making it feel like around 90 out there still at the 7 o'clock hour. There's that stationary front that I'm talking about. Scattered showers and storms all across the southeast, and the highest chance of flooding tonight through Saturday morning will be in the western portion of the CSRA. That does include Waynesboro, where we're seeing that storm now, so heads up there. Screven, Jenkins, Emmanuel, all included under that risk. Now we do have some drier air in the northeastern portion of the CSRA, so as those storms continue to track north and run into that dry air, we will see them start to weaken. So I'm expecting widespread rain tonight, but it will start to be lighter. Now here's tomorrow morning, 70, cloudy with rain and storms. Then once we get into the afternoon, a little bit of sunshine popping out, and the entire day won't be a washout. But we do have a high rain chance overall at 70%. Then on Sunday, things are looking mostly dry. We'll also see those cooler temperatures with highs dropping into the upper 70s. So here's our futurecast tonight at 8 p.m. You can see it pretty much lines up with what we're seeing now. That continues to move up towards the north. Widespread rain across the viewing area by midnight. Heavy downpours here and there, but like I mentioned, you can really see a lot of that activity weaken as it moves off towards the north. Then by tomorrow morning, we'll see those showers and storms. That continues around lunchtime. A lot of that activity south of I-20 though, so definitely still some opportunity to get outside tomorrow. Just keep an eye on radar, and if thunder roars, head indoors. You can see those highest rainfall totals will definitely be in our southwestern counties, a widespread 2 to 3 inches in some spots, with isolated locations where we're seeing those storms develop, pick up around 4+ inches of rain. So here's our 10-day forecast now. After that break on Sunday, we will see rain chances go back up to 50% on Monday, scattered storms in the forecast. Then by the middle of next week, sunshine returns, temperatures will be cooler with lows in the upper 50s. And now it's time for a sneak peek of the Partly Cloudy podcast that you can find on WJBF 6+. Hurricane season begins on Monday, so meteorologist Avery Gray and I share the forecast from NOAA and the potential names for this season. Take a look. They're giving it a 55% chance of a below average season, so pretty good shot. It's all because of El Nino. So where we're located in the Atlantic Basin, where we watch for hurricane development, we are expecting slightly cooler water temperatures and more wind shear.
In 2022, it was 14 named storms that season, which is right on average, and kind of, counterintuitive, because that was a La Nina year. We can have these forecasts and these outlooks, but it's just an outlook of what could happen. It all depends on what comes down to those very specific, very close in time, short term, properties that we have going on for us in the environment.
Yeah, exactly. So imagine if we had a strong El Nino and Saharan dust. Then we really could be talking only around 8 named storms.
Yeah.
But imagine we have a strong El Nino, but we have really warm water temperatures and the Saharan dust is just not really present, then we could have a near average season again.
Here is the list of the tropical storm / hurricane names for the 2026 Atlantic season.
Could you imagine though, with Avery being an A? I mean, you're you're never really going to be
I'm never going to be too strong. My name is safe.
Yeah, you're
Hopefully.
safe. Mine's in the danger zone for sure. J name?
Right.
I'm Mike Costello of the Mike Costello.
WJBF 6+, now available on Samsung TV Plus.
The WJBF Live Viper 6 Skyview Network is sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Low prices, big selection, and committed to quality customer service.
More people are bringing their pets along for summer travel, but veterinarians want to make sure you're keeping them safe. Simone Jameson explains.
I talked to a vet who says the first thing you should do if you're taking your pets with you on a trip is make sure they're up to date on all of their vaccinations. That includes their rabies vaccine. Veterinarian Dr. Christy Belcher says you should carry your pet's official rabies certification with you. It can be in print or digital form. Dr. Belcher also suggests printing all of your pet's medical records to make it easier for you to refill their prescription, especially if you're traveling out of state. She says cats and small dogs should always travel in carriers. She recommends carrying items like collapsible food and water bowls and all-in-one leashes or slip leads for dogs.
All animals, domestic pets, the only required vaccine is rabies. And as many of us may be aware, the state of South Carolina has experienced an unprecedented number of positive rabies cases this year. So it is a preventable disease with vaccination. For our puppies and dogs, especially if they're going to play with other dogs, I recommend a distemper parvo vaccine and then just a kennel cough.
Dr. Belcher says pets should never be unattended. She says pet owners who are flying should complete all required health certifications at least 2 weeks before their trip.
Coming up, floodwaters and wildlife, how firefighters saved the day. We'll have the story up next. A team of Indiana firefighters went above and beyond the call of duty to rescue a baby deer from floodwaters this week. Members of the Madison Township Fire Department were responding to a vehicle rescue call when they saw the fawn in distress. Oh my goodness. Fire Captain Joe Sinclair entered the racing floodwaters and pulled the little deer to safety. Oh, wrapped it up. The deer was treated and then taken to a local wildlife rescue. Oh, how sweet.
Oh.
Once again, firefighters, more proof they are heroes.
Yeah, you were saying that earlier today. Yeah,
I mean, after watching that roller coaster rescue last night in Galveston, I was glued to my computer for 3 hours watching that. They are, and our police, our sheriff's deputies as well, our heroes all heroes don't wear capes.
Yes, seriously. So important. And right now on Live Viper 6, I want you to be aware that we do have that flash flood warning until 10:30 p.m. for portions of Emmanuel County, including Swainsboro, Stillmore, and Oak Park. You can see those showers and storms continue to move further off towards the north. Waynesboro getting hit hard with some heavy rain and lightning, and soon that will be in Richmond County. So here's our 10-day forecast. We have that high rain chance again tomorrow. Then on Sunday, things will be mostly dry, back to scattered storms on Monday. Then really looking forward to that sunshine throughout the middle of next week, Dee.
Is that what I'm hearing? Some rumbling?
Shouldn't yet.
Okay.
But it will be coming
I'm just
soon.
on alert. I'm a little,
yeah, we've heard it a lot this week.
Have a good night.